Speaking of other things that amaze us, this story went around. Local story.
Local
We got a local
store.
scoop.
Yeah.
That made national headlines.
Scoop.
This is a Washington Post article here, I think. A preacher scolded his flock for not honoring him with luxury watch.
His flock. I don't love the terminology.
Reverend Carlton Funderburk. He asked his church, "Am I not worthy for Prada? I'm not worth your Gucci?" Kansas City, Missouri pastor rained down a fiery sermon.
Whoever wrote this article is just using terms from like, I don't know, like Billy Graham.
Scolding parishioners for failing to follow God. He condemned them because not because they had sinned too much, but instead because you cheap sons and daughters have not honored him with a luxury gift. That's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted because of how you've been honoring me. I'm not worth your McDonald's money. I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. I ain't worth your St. John knit. Y'all can't afford it no how. I ain't worth Louis Vuitton, Prada, or Gucci.
Oh, wow. He really did say that.
Yes, this was end quote. He calling people busted and disgusted is objectively funny. Sometimes I feel like white people church, you go and like the speaker had some good notes, but you need a little more from him. I mean, if I went up and this guy's like, "Y'all poor, you can't afford McDonald's, you're busted and disgusted," I would go back.
Yeah.
Because that's funny.
I wouldn't be driving home being like, I wasn't really into it. I mean,
Yeah,
well,
like,
he was into it.
I'm not sure what the message was, but man, he had me by
Yeah,
the
do you think
on
that was
the
like
edge of
from
my
a
seat.
verse? He like took that and kind of.
I bet it's
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
I think so. Busted and disgusted.
I'm
Yeah.
scrolling down in the article, and Funderburk, the pastor, he replied for a comment. He says, "Well, there's context behind the content of the clip." This is what I'm saying. Every single person
Context.
who gets in trouble is like, "Well, you guys don't understand." The whole thing. I was gonna bring the Red Lobster part back at the end. If you watch the whole sermon,
Yeah.
I
if you
didn't
just
have
keep
time to
watching.
say it, but I was going
So,
to.
do you think he asked the congregation for a luxury watch and then they didn't get it to him, or
And then he went off. Yeah.
or he like prayed about it and didn't get it, never told them, and then was mad.
It could be either way. I think he just looked out in the congregation and saw a bunch of, let's just say there weren't a bunch of KDs out there, or 80 pies, like we have a lovely one in the studio today, who granted me access to a conversation one day.
Okay.
And then we got married.
Access to conversation. Oh wait, you can buy a Movado watch in Sam's. Is Movado nice? Isn't it? What's the name of that gambling website?
I'm not familiar with Movado, but at the same time, Pastor Funderburk is far less busted and disgusted than I am.
Okay. He said,
Is that a stage name? Pastor Funderburk?
His first name is Carlton.
Carlton Funderburk.
Carlton.
Rich. He says, and y'all know I asked for one last year. Now we're up to August. I still ain't got it. Y'all ain't said nothing. Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters. So I guess he had previously asked for it. He put it on his list.
I respect Pastor Funderburk. Sometimes some of these pastors are like, give the church money, give money. The church needs it. And then he shows up in $6,000 sneakers. And you're like, what? And he's
How
just like,
bad?
I'm going to cut to the chase. Your money will be putting Prada on my body.
The pastor is...
Where is it?
He has a registry for his own gifts.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see, I'm on Crate and Barrel. I'm on...
Yeah.
some-
Y'all remember we were raising some money to help the less fortunate community down the street. We need to put in some new updates to the kids ministry room, and also my registry can be found
on StockX.
on StockX,
Jordan
StockX
11s.
registries.
Or Sam's.
Or
Fine
Sam's.
too.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Movado.
just look up on StockX, Funderburked up, and you should be able to find it.
Oh no! The
I
next
just-
line says, Funderburk told them he wasn't giving them a tongue lashing. Which who wrote this article?
Yeah.
What is this terminology? Tongue lashing? He wasn't giving them a tongue lashing because of greed or want on his part, but so that they might realize the path to righteousness. Got a little.
Well, then that's where it
prosperity
gets a
gospel.
little,
Oh my gosh.
you know.
That's even worse now. He's like, no, don't do it for me. God wants me to have the watch. It's a bad look for Carlton.
This is, I wonder who leaked the story. Like someone in the congregation did, obviously. They went to the news.
I think it's so. I was reading here, a TikTok went viral of it. So I think the church must stream somewhere. Someone took the stream, clipped it down, I think.
Yeah.
I believe that's because it said like, yeah, the TikTok went viral and
Oh yeah,
Did-
you know he probably was on TikTok. He wants it to be.
he's like, man, normally that works, but
No.
yeah, Pastor Carlton.
Wow. We should go there. We should try it out soon.
We'll try it out.
Yeah,
We'll track that down.
We've been seeing each other at
if
church.
anyone knows Funderburk, send them our way.
I would love to see you at Pastor Carlton's church.